all 10 of them you killed within 300 yards of a bedding area of where you. So that's not a surprise, right? I mean, that's what
Yeah.
you preach. I mean,
Can I add one thing?
Yeah, go
That
ahead.
this changes drastically if you like include the 2 and 3-year-olds I shot. The reason I took the top 10 because they're all mature bucks.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. What?
How they were killed changes drastically. More of them are killed in funnels and food plots and further distances and stuff when you get into the 2 and 3-year-olds that I've shot.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the top bucks that I've shot, mature ones.
Yeah, these like 5 and plus old, just
Correct.
big mature bucks. It's been around the block. Okay. And then 8 of those was killed within 100 yards of bedding areas. So that's just kind of confirming that get as close as you can to the bedding without spooking the deer. And that's why we preach about having good equipment, quiet equipment, and being efficient with it.
So you talk about that 8 of them being killed within 100 yards of bedding.
Yep.
But yet almost all of those were really close to closing time.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So, I mean, in theory, the closer you can get to that bedding area, the higher your percentage of killing a mature animal goes up. This is interesting, and it's 40% of them, 4 of them, which is pretty significant. Killed at a scrape where the intersections of 2 staging areas met.
That is very significant because bed scrapes are not that common. They're hard to find, and it's rare that I hunt them. So to have that high of success in the mature animals that I've shot means that those are great areas. And as a matter of fact, if I went into the top 4, I think then you'd start to get it'd be like at least 50%.
Yeah.
I'd have to go look at the bucks, but my top buck for sure came off of a bedding scrape. Probably my top 2. So that really wide 11 pointer, that one that just those you have to take a breath when you see it pictures.
Yeah.
And that giant 400-pound slob buck were both taken off bed scrapes.
Yeah. Can you describe a bed scrape versus
so what
just
it is
scrape?
They're used year round, and what it is it's not for does. It's for communication, and it's kind of like a I don't know if I want to say it's like a arguing over a spot or anything, but it's like they're letting each other know they're there or something. I don't know. But what you'll see is this bedding area. Either it's a vast bedding area that can hold multiple big bucks, or it's 2 different bedding areas that are close to each other, which is very common. As you know, when you go along a transition, you can find little bedding areas everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's bedding that's close to each other and about where the staging is. So within that 100 yards, the deer will come out of them and they'll come to that same place because there's always land features that they travel. You know that as a hill hunter, that they always take certain types of land features. So, when you get good at it, you can kind of look at the land and know where they're going to come out, right? So where those trails meet on that land feature before they go up into crops or off to follow a transition or whatever they're going to do, where they intersect is where you'll find one of those scrapes. And that's been a key thing. I mean, those deer will come to those scrapes, work them, and compete against each other. The 400-pound slob buck, when I shot it, I was glassing that for a while before I shot it. And there was a 10 point about 140 class. And at that time in my life, 140 class was a good buck. And that buck was coming out, and the big buck, and working the scrape pretty often. And they're bedding pretty close. And when I went in there and hunted, the 10 pointer came out first, worked the scrape, and then that big buck came out and worked it. And the 11 pointer, I actually shot on opening day in early September on a bedding scrape. That was actually middle of the day while it was raining, when the rain stopped. I think it was either opening day or the second day of the season.
Yeah. Yeah, that's huge. And it sounds like if you can find a really good scrape like this, you almost could cover 2 bedding areas, or your chances go up because you don't have to be set up perfectly on this buck. If you're mistaken, he's actually over here. He may still come to that scrape that's,
Right.
in those perimeters. And I guess, like you were describing, these scrapes kind of work into those first 2 points you made of it's all just close to bedding. All this stuff has to be right.
Exactly.
Yep. If you want to watch another video, click right here. But don't forget to subscribe before you leave.